agriculture and food security. All the best to you and the team.
Well, thank you very much. But let me say this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is seriously concerned about our food security situation. And let me add that many times he will say to us, his vision is for us to take Nigeria to that position where no man goes to bed hungry. And we realize that, and we are working very hard to make sure we achieve that.
All right, so Business Morning comes up next.
Well, hello and welcome to Business Morning. We see the December trade is moving along just fine. And I believe this week we should be getting CPI data. That's for November. At some point this week, we'll definitely be looking out for those numbers to see how the Monetary Policy Committee, this would drive direction when it comes to the first rate setting meeting that's coming up next year. But we still have a lot of central bankers globally coming up with their rate setting meetings. That's for this week, talking about the ECB and other top central bankers. But let's get a check on the oil market now. See, oil prices climbed after the fall of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime, which introduced greater uncertainty to the Middle East. Although the gains were capped by a waning demand outlook, that's for the coming year. And so we have WTI crude getting further away from the $70 psychological level. Was up 0.57% this morning. Brent crude holding on strong to that $70 level at $71.48 a barrel, up about 0.51% this morning. So it's still about geopolitics and demand outlook driving sentiment. Saudi Aramco, the world's biggest crude oil exporter, has reduced its January 2025 prices for Asian buyers to the lowest level since early 2021. The company said that weak demand from top importer China weighs on the market. And I remember on Thursday last week, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, OPEC Plus, pushed back the start of oil output increases by 3 months until April and extended the full unwinding of production cuts by a year until the end of 2026. And to the FX market now, closing the week, we see NAFEX window appreciated by about 52 Naira 80 kobo, fixing at 1,552 Naira to the dollar. Similarly, NFM, their big jump there, 2.04%. That was the trade for Friday. So we see big moves up for the Naira last week, 1,552 Naira. That's the closed trade for NAFEX. NFM, 1,535 Naira. So let's see if this 1.5 level, maybe that might be the new range, or maybe we might go sub 1.5 at some point this week, with reports of supply outstripping demand right there in the FX market. So other stories now. The Nigerian government raked in about 1.78 trillion naira from value-added tax in the third quarter of 2024. And that's according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics. The data disclosed that the VAT data comes amid ongoing debates over the new sharing formula for the revenue as proposed in the new tax reform bills currently before the National Assembly. The Q3 VAT figure represents a 14.16% quarter-on-quarter increase compared to the 1.56 trillion collected in the second quarter of 2024 and 88% year-on-year growth from the third quarter of 2023. And Nigeria's contributory pension assets rose by 4.62 trillion naira between October 2023 and October 2024, indicating a 24.14% rise. And that's according to data from the National Pension Commission. And the end of October, PENCOM, in its monthly report, revealed that the value of pension assets stood at 21.92 trillion compared to 17.66 trillion naira at the end of the same period in 2023. In terms of asset composition, the dynamics of the asset mix for pension assets under management remained relatively unchanged, with the majority of pension assets concentrated in government securities. In the period under review, investments of pension funds in federal government securities, that rose from 11.42 trillion naira to 13.57 trillion naira. And to other stories now, stakeholders in the integrated marketing communications sector and seasoned analysts converged at the Oriental Hotel earlier this month to discuss rebuilding consumer confidence as macroeconomic headwinds continue to weigh on consumer disposable income. Keynote speaker at the event, Otumba Bimbo Ashiru, chairman of Odua Group of companies, highlighted the need to make the best of any situation, citing innovations brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Take a listen.
In the last decade, consumer confidence has become a lot more important, not only in Nigeria, but around the world. This is true at both the macro and micro levels. Global economic realities, especially the high inflationary environment in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic and the immense strain it puts on the global supply chain, inflation, technology, haven't driven away consumers interact with the economy. The Nigerian economy is known for its resilience, and the last few years have been a good test of that resilience. And I will tell you this is a country that is blessed with a lot of natural resources, but I keep on telling you, I can't remember one of the newspapers, 1978, said things are getting worse. Then during Abacha regime, he said, oh, it can be better than this. Now we had Obasanjo say, oh, Nigeria has never found it like this. Then Yar'Adua came and said, oh, this is the worst economy. Then Jonathan came to, oh, this is, no, we cannot even stand Jonathan. Then Buhari came and said, Baba, go slow. So the point is this, where do we hand this, or where do we start this? But the point is that we need to now start looking at how we can make the best out of the bad situation. About the trajectory of overall income levels, consumer prices, consumer trends, buoyancy of the economy in general are at the heart of consumer confidence.
And now to our first conversation. A surge in the Naira's value has been observed in the official market. Looking at numbers there for the close on Friday, raising questions about the sustainability of this trend and its impacts on the broader economy. Well, joining us now to analyze, we have Mr. Ogodre Obichugo, CEO, Nairametrics. Join us via Zoom. Great to have you on the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Right.
Good to be here.
Great to have you. And I saw most of your comments earlier during the weekend about this rally we're seeing from the Naira. And I also saw some interesting comments on social media. Some lady says she bought dollars at about 1,007, and now the Naira is strengthening, and she was asking, when is it going to weaken again so she can get back to profit? How are you seeing this rise so far?
Oh, so sorry for her. I mean, this is not the market where speculators will be smiling at the moment. This is not me saying she's a speculator, but if you're a speculator at the moment, this is not very good. In fact, from what I'm hearing, Ladi, a lot of sellers are essentially find buyers, people who buy, the dollars that they have, and why those who perhaps may have wanted to buy are saying, wait a minute, it looks like this thing might strengthen even further. So maybe this is not a time to buy. And this is what we're hearing from, in fact, there was one particular trader who said that they couldn't wait to sell. So they ended up selling for as low as 1.5, right? So it appears that the Naira is really staging a strong rebound now. Whether that's going to last this week will be interesting to see. But from what we gather, this all started on Monday when the central bank launched the new trading platform based on FMs. If you recall, Ladi, they had put up a new regulation that essentially guides how FX is traded. So unlike before, where you had several windows where FX is traded, now FX is traded in one platform where everybody can essentially see all trades. You can see the price, you can see the volumes, you can see the turnover. And so that way it's easier to now see supply versus demand. And from what we're hearing, the more supply you have and compared to demand, then price would obviously go down. That is what it looks like is happening at the moment. Price is strengthening for the Naira and Ladia, and who knows, maybe this can be sustained all week. I also spoke to someone who's very close to the issue or to the how effective